And hello everyone, and welcome to the next match lined up, which is the Initiative versus the Eve NT team. Initiative are actually in blue this time round, and we've got Eve NT in the red.
Initiative's supposed to be red?
Oh, they could be. Yeah.
Initiative is red. Eve NT is blue.
That's the one.
You had one job, Moomin. You had one job.
Well, I am quite old. What can I say? It's sort of like, don't hate.
Jolly good show, old chap. All right, let's have a look. The Initiative team in red. Fleet Typhoon, Tengu, Oneros, Navy Drake, Vengeance, Maulus, Griffin, Navy Issue. Let's go over the Eve NT team as well. They got Balgorn, Oneros, Navy Harmager, Navy Bricks, Spitball, Vengeance, and Hound. Both teams, I think this is the first time we've seen Vengeances. They do actually work quite well as like a heavy frigate tackle. And then on the Initiative team, the Maulus, good tackle also with the, I believe it only gets a scram range bonus. It doesn't actually get a bonus to point range. Griffin Navy issue DPS boat. Both teams with the Oneros, so I guess we'll see a bit of logi going on. Interesting, the Initiative team has a Tengu and an Oneros, which is a little bit weird. It's going to be an armor tank Tengu, possibly another Jamgu, but we can zoom in on the Tengu.
If I can interrupt you there, I know you like to chat.
I don't know about that.
Match is underway, and interestingly enough, we actually had the Eve NT team coming in at max range, but we also had Initiative who's like hanging off a little bit as well. Focus there straight on the Maulus from the Eve NT team.
So he's repping fine. The Navy Harbinger going into about 20%-30% shield. Maulus getting plenty of reps. Benizel is signaling to me that this is a Jamgu who doesn't have guns on it as well. So we'll see. Sorry, missile launches. Not much happening right now. Navy Harbinger going into armor. It is going to be armor tanks though.
So yeah, but I mean, if you look at those, like, sensor damps that we've got coming out from the Initiative team, I mean, they're well spread across, like, the Eve NT team at the moment, and they're still pounding away on that, like, Harbinger, so could have got locks off on that, Ebor off on that Aneros. We'll have to wait and see.
Navy Harbinger almost in destruction now.
Catching reps there.
That's Nash, is the team captain, correct? Damn it!
Absolutely, yeah.
He's taking damage there, but getting wrapped up nicely by the Oneros. The Initiative team staying nice and close to each other. With those damps, they can pretty much dictate the range. So everything's still alive here. It's going to be. I think this Initiative team is maybe a kiting team.
Well, there again, I think now they've definitely got that view to like control range. We've got that Feeple moving in there, which is being flown by Arche. So we're going to see whether or not he can actually like gain any of the attention from Initiative. But otherwise, it's like, they've got like some of those damps like well spread out, which is keeping big chunks of that DPS from the Eve NT team off of them at this time.
Both teams are about 60 kilometers away from each other. The interestingly, the Eve NT team has quite the large control bar. However, none of that control has actually been applied.
Yeah, absolutely. Hardly any.
Some of their ships may not have lock range. Like the Hound definitely won't have lock range unless he's like triple sensor boosted. Just because of the damps. Now, in the Imperium tournament, the rules state that you can fit these damps, but you cannot fit scripts to them. So it is going to be 50% lock speed, 50% range, or is it like 30% now because of the ECCM?
Not too sure, to be honest with you. It's sort of like I wouldn't know. I only press F1.
Getting ripped back. There's a bit of damage being applied now. That Vengeance also. A bunch of ships losing shield, obviously they're all armor tanked. Maulus going down to about 30% armor and then getting.
Well, they're
going
to have to do the target switching here. I mean, that's the only way when you've got relatively well balanced teams that can't necessarily apply the DPS to just punch through the Logi reps. The only way that you can do it is just with a bit of judicial kind of like target switching. That Navy Brutix,
I think the Neuros may actually be jammed, so I guess we'll see. I don't think I have the Navy British locked.
There again, just catching reps, and I think that until we actually see a Logi component which is stretched to the point where they lose a ship, we won't see anything go. I think that as soon as we have that kind of like moment where we lose one, then we're just going to see the rest of it fall apart.
Yep, or it's going to be, like a lucky gem or something like that happens at exactly the right time. But Nizzle is furiously pointing at something. It's the Initiative Aneros, which is almost into half armor now, so he's taking a bunch of damage. Normally, the local reps aren't as good as the remote reps they provide. They can't just get a mirror and rep themselves. But we'll see the Aneros still repping away, but down to 20, almost 30% of his armor remaining, taking damage still, down to 15%. He's going to go into structure soon.
He's got target webs and his grapple on it as well now, so and everything he's going for that Aneros.
Going into structure,
Event-T have committed big to getting that Aneros. Yeah,
they really started pushing onto the initiative team. I wonder if the initiative team sort of got caught with their pants down. With that, there's a bunch of newts as well. There's a newt and a NOS target painter, so he'll be taking full damage. He's still doing 270 meters a second, which isn't too bad, but he is going to die.
I think it's too little, too late.
That's going to be a massive loss for the initiative. With the Event-T team, still have their full complement of ships as well as including their Aneros. So I think it's all downhill now. But I've been wrong plenty of times before.
Absolutely, you have been wrong plenty of times before. But I do think that Event-T definitely have a kind of advantage now.
With that team for the initiative now going into armor, so he'll continue to take damage until he dies, I think.
And I mean, it's like that Balgon is so close as well that it can just be applying kind of like pressure onto the initiative team now.
Yeah, that initiative team still doing their best with the damps, and sort of the jams. I've only seen a couple of jams going off, it's if you can't rep back the damage, then you kind of screwed, right? So initiative team goes down, and I assume they're going to move into. I would move on to all of the small stuff just so they can completely apply all of their DPS. They can tank fine, but they've got plenty of time. I think for the Event-T team, it's time to just sort of relax, get grouped up together, and just systematically disassemble the initiative team.
Well, I don't know about disassemble now. I think it's being disassembled, and I think that we're just seeing like the fallout now. 34 points ahead. Very little that initiative I think are going to be able to do to actually pull this one back. No way they've got enough DPS there to actually punch through that Aneros.
I'm sure you're glad to see that Mr. 420 Booty Wizard survived this time.
I don't care,
last time as well.
Really, to be honest with you. No.
You don't hear that, Mr. Booty Wizard? He doesn't care about you
anymore.
No,
sorry, dear.
That's life. He's already found a new friend. Alright, the initiative team going down. Now, further on in the tournament, the teams, I think that the points that you accrue do matter. I might have to check on that later, but
I'm not overly sure, but we've seen that control bar now from Event-T. It's like every time it gets full applied. For the first part of the match, we didn't see it at all. I mean, massive control bar not being applied, and that was all to do with the fact that the damps were coming out from the initiative team. I think that they had a nice idea, but I just don't think that it was quite complete with execution there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, if you run a pure kiting setup, then the damps then the damp's really good. But if you get caught, you don't last very long. Normally,
Well,
so
I think as well is like, with the Balgon on field, with everything that it can actually do, as soon as it gets anywhere near you, it's just like such a big advantage realistically having a Balgon on your team.
yeah, if you can, I guess if you can combine the remote damps with jamming, then it can be really good because you increase the speed at which the hostiles can lock your ships and things like that. But it really is a gamble because you're always sacrificing either tank or utility mids for that. So I think it just didn't pay off for the initial.